My goal is your goal. I have a 7-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, and I want them to eat better than I eat.
Everything I doing is, to see that my child, I have four girls, and
Four
my
girls?
grandchild, yes,
You have four
yes.
girls. Well, true girl dad. Wow. Welcome to Digital Hospitality. I am your host, Sean Walchef. This is a Cali BBQ Media production. We began this show in 2017 with a mission to connect with other professionals, hospitality professionals, technology professionals all over the globe. We believe that we're not alone, that technology can actually improve our lives, that education can improve our lives, that if we're willing to ask questions and get smart people in our circle and publish that content on all over the internet, hopefully we could build a community. And, now 7 years later, we have a media company that we built on top of our restaurant, and we've reached hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people across all of our shows. We produce shows for other hospitality brands, teaching people how to tell better stories online. And today we've got one incredible story. We have Andres Montefeltro. He is the CEO and co-founder of CUBIQ Foods. And this actually, I think, is the first time in 7 years that I've ever had a food tech company on the show. So Andres, welcome.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Sean. It's a pleasure to be here today.
I am so grateful that a good friend, Christian Fisher, he's been on all of our shows. He's been on Digital Hospitality and Restaurant Influencers. He introduced me. He told me the work that you were doing in the space, and I couldn't be more excited to talk to you about the future of nutrition and basically CUBIQ Foods. Let's start with, what are you building?
Well, basically, 5 years ago, we started with the idea of creating more nutritional and sustainable ingredients with a partner of mine that we have been working in the biotech space. We think, hey, maybe we can use our background knowledge in innovate in new fats for food. And then we create the concept of new alternative fats. And we have been working in emulsions that can replace different fats, to replace animal fat, to replace tropical oils in some food applications, and also to protect omega-3 oils from oxidation and to be available for being included in food products. Then these two innovations were produced at lab scale first. We did some trial, and then we found that we can apply in many food applications, and we are scaling tons. We start selling in Europe, and now we are opening an operation in the US, and we had two tollers to co-manufacturers that will help us to distribute these to different channels, to the retail channel and also to the restauration channel. We partnered with Cargill 2 years ago as the ingredient company, and we are combining efforts in the alt space, alt fat space, and other ingredients to bring new sustainable and nutritional solution for the food space. But also we learned that in the food industry, the innovation is not moving at the pace we want to see. On the other side, we believe that in the hospitality and restaurants, there is a lot of innovation to do and the opportunity to reach the consumers with new, more healthier and nutritional alternatives. This is what we are doing, and we are here today to try to promote the use of these new alternative fats in the restaurants, to facilitate the work of the chef, and also to create new concepts for nutritional sustainable food.
Can you share first of all, I would love to hear the Cargill story. How did you partner with Cargill? And for those that don't know, can you share a little bit of the company? It's an ingredient. It's a very large company that has been doing work for a very long time.
Yes. Well, we partnered with Cali in 2022, as part of a conversation on the alternative protein space, as part of the alternative protein or an alternative meat and dairy space, because they was looking for a fat replacer for tropical oils in the vegan type of applications. And we partnered with them, then they invested in us as a strategic partner, and we are creating new concepts in frozen desserts, in chocolate fillings for bakery, in bakery applications, by combining our fats and Cargill ingredients. It's a big company, it's moving at the pace of a big company. And we believe that we can, in the future, create amazing solutions with the other big food companies. But I think that to target the restaurants chain, probably we need to go in other ways. We need to talk to the key opinion leader, the best chef that can promote better this concept. Because today, consumers are asking for innovation, and they don't find innovation in the supermarket. They find innovation in the restaurants. Because when we talk to the food companies, they want to reduce costs, they want to improve margins, and are more worried about inflation and the cost of the raw material rather than bring new solutions to consumers. This is our feeling. But on the other side, chefs are willing to create some differential menu for the consumers. But as an example, after the COVID, I became gluten intolerant. I don't know why, but for some reason I cannot take gluten. And for me, it's very difficult to take good meals without gluten in many places. And this is something that's growing. And then dairy also is another issue sometimes. Then why can we bring new ingredients that help chefs to create gluten-free, dairy-free, amazing food, flavorful food? Because for me, food for people that have some intolerance is like people that is ill, and it's not the case. I'm not ill, but I need to eat well. And sometimes my feeling is that we are not receiving the level of food, flavorful food that I used to take 2-3 years ago.
I'm very happy you brought up the gluten intolerance. It's something that I've started to experience myself. It's something that is a sensitive topic just for me. But
Yes.
To your point about chefs and restaurants, I do agree. I think that there are forward-thinking chefs and forward-thinking restaurateurs, and that's why we do this show, is to have conversations like this, because, if it wasn't for my relationship with Christian and meeting him on Clubhouse, I wouldn't have met him, and I wouldn't be sitting here speaking to you, learning about all the incredible work that you're doing. Can you talk about the fear when you have conversations and people hear about clean meat or alternative fats? Are people curious or are they scared?
Well, there is different type of alternative meat or clean meat. When we are talking about cultured meat or cultivating cells in reactors, meat is it's a super traditional concept. Everybody grown taking meat in some way. And now doing it in a lab is a new thing. And then people unless you see that clean meat is another alternative protein source like mycoprotein or pea protein, it will not be a problem. But if you want to compare cultivated meat within a steak, it's a bit weird. People don't think that it's the same. Then this is true. Even that you do a big effort in communication that the cultivated meat is like meat, actually it's not like meat. It's a cell that provide proteins, provide fat, provide other components that are nutritional. But as well as you can take protein, fats for any other source of animal origin, but cultivated in a reactor. We did some effort in cultivated fats, and we learned that cultivated fat can provide very good flavor, animal flavor, in a reactor. But in our experience, the cost of production is super high. And then we believe that it will not help as it is to replace traditional fats or other. Then we prefer to think that alternative fat for us are emulsions that are 20% oil, 80% water, and some carbohydrates to structure the water. And this provides the fat with all the functionality of an animal fat without compromising the flavor, reducing the oil content, reducing calories, and reducing the saturated fats. Then, by example, to me, a steak is a very good source of protein, fat, and other concepts. But if you want to take a steak with a sauce on top, sometimes the sauce is super fatty. Then you are adding to the steak fat other fat on top of that. And then you want to take a dessert, and the dessert has another fat. Then the question is, how can we do by taking a steak and a healthier fat sauce and a fat-free or low-fat dessert after? Then the overall meal will be more balanced. Then I don't think that we need to re-engineer all the dishes, just to try to keep the balance of the full meal in a way that people can enjoy a steak as it is, and then probably the gravy or the sides you are putting to the steak are low fat and healthier than the original ones. And then the overall dish will be pretty balanced. And you have the same experience as the original full fatty food.
So is the goal to have more chefs, more restaurant owners reaching out to you directly, or going, hey, I heard about what CUBIQ Foods is doing. Hey, US Foods. Hey, Shamrock. Hey, Cisco. Can you bring products like this in? What's the goal?
I think that we are doing both ways. We are talking to the big food producer. We are talking to some companies that have centralized kitchens, because we think that at hospitals, at the schools, there is a need for nutritional food. I think that this is a channel. But I like the idea to involve the chef, because I've seen a lot of innovation power in all the chefs, in all the restaurants.
Yeah.
Because they want to try new things. We shared some samples with the chef yesterday. As soon as we showed them an ice cream, non-dairy, with our product, an amazing ice cream, and show an Alfredo sauce, the chef say, "Oh, we can use this in another soup, and we can use this in other things." And then we start thinking, hey, maybe we can reformulate many dishes of the menu, and then this allow you to use, the traditional fat steak with all the sides, low fat, and then the overall meal is more balanced than today. Then people don't stop taking steaks. You can take the steaks and the other thing, low fat, by example. For me, it's an issue. Like, I love meat and I love fatty food, but I cannot take super fatty dinners because I'm in the 50s. And, I have some issues at nights. But if I balance with the fat, I can do that.
Interesting. How many products do you currently have?
Well, we have, the alternative fat itself is had in three basic formats: creamy, soft, and hard. Because the hard you can chop and grind, and you can replace pork fat in a sausage, for example. Then you can do a lean pork sausage with our fat inside, and do a homemade sausage. Some companies are doing cured sausage, like pepperoni type, using our fat that reduce the total calories and the total fats. The soft format is more for use in some application you want to provide some additional texture of the product. Is more for plant-based products, where you use the fat as a binder and also as a coconut oil replacer. And the creamy is the best for Alfredo sauce, desserts, ice cream, and other applications. Then with these three formats, a chef can do marvelous things because they can combine in different applications. It's very easy to use. It's like another fat you have in your restaurant. But the beauty is that it's easy to handle. I'm not the chef. Christian is the chef, and he told me that from the operational point of view, it's easier to handle that buttermilk, creams, and other for some specific sauces.
Amazing. What excites you about the United States market? We like fatty foods.
I think that I'm in America in general, people like sauces, like spicy, complex flavor.
Yep.
And I think that if we can do healthier versions of these sauces, will be a big change, a big game changer in this case, because probably most of the nutritional impact of the food is on the sauce, on the gravy you're using, more than the steak or the seafood you are putting on top of that. I think that the food we are taking is okay, but the sauces we created are, because of the complexity and the texture we want to achieve, probably on the nutritional point of view are not so good. Then with this fat replacer in the sauce, it could be the first next step to improve the nutritional of the overall dish.
When you're talking with a founder and a CEO, a lot of people ask the question, what keeps you up at night? I don't like that question. I like to think what pulls you out of bed in the morning? What excites you every single day?
I think that excite me that I've been in pharma, and in pharma, you do 7 years of R&D, and you never see a treatment in a patient. But in the food tech, we have seen some sausage with our product in the supermarket. And something that motivated a lot of what we are doing is that, like yesterday, when you can see that your product is an ice cream ready to eat now, you are seeing an impact now, then everything I'm doing is, to see that my child, I have four girls, and my
girls?
grandchild, yes.
You have 4 girls. We're true girl dad. Wow.
Yes, I'm a father of 4. Then I expect that my grandsons in the future will take better food than me, and the only way is to start now, making the change from the inside of the supply chain, not on the outside. And I think that the restaurant change is something that you can use to change the mindset of the consumers, because people is eating out, and then you eat out and say, hey, I take a super good meal, I'm feeling very well after eating. Then I had an after meal situation, that digestibility, I feel good. So I want to take this frequently. Then you can ask for this at the supermarket, at home, in any place. Then I think that you learn to eat in the restaurant today. I have a conversation earlier about that. We used to learn from grandma, grandpa, tradition. I have Italian roots, then I take a lot of pasta usually and sauces. But now I take Mexican, Chinese, sushi, and I learn by going to restaurants.
Yeah.
I generate my palate, and now people is taking Indian food and other in restaurants. And restaurants are a big part of the new culture. The gastronomy culture is built on the restaurant, and this is the opportunity to educate the consumers, right, with good food and nutritional food. Then it will go to the mainstream.
I love it. I couldn't agree more. Now that I'm talking to you and thinking through the strategy that you're developing, it does take a movement. We believe a rising tide lifts all ships. That's why we do this type of content. We know that chefs listen to this. We know restaurant owners listen to this. We know technology professionals that work with hundreds of thousands of restaurants.
Yes.
They will listen to this. And our goal, my goal is your goal. I have a 7-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, and I want them to eat better than I eat.
Yes.
I'm 42 years old, and I'm taking, heart medicine, and I don't want to take heart medicine anymore. And that goes directly, if I'm being honest, to my diet. And if I can start to make better decisions about my diet, and they watch me, and we serve better food at our restaurant and our customers appreciate it, then all of it takes all of us doing those things and having conversations like this. Where can people learn more about your company? We're going to put links into the show notes. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, please check out the article. Please go visit their website, CUBIQFoods.com. But is there any parting words that you'd like to say to the audience?
I think that the technology is not bad. Is there is a lot of technology that we can use to make a better life. Then we don't need to see that the technology is against of the traditions. We need to learn to work together in all the fields. Yeah. We had been discussing, the milk and the non-milk type of products, the meat and non-meat. I think that we need to feed the world, and we need to try to do properly, and we need to find a space for nurturing this collaboration and innovation. And I think that we are doing well in some areas, and we can do better in the future. But again, the consumer are pulling for this innovation. Then we need to be close to them. And the restoration channel, the restaurants are there. We can hear what they say and try to nurture them better. And everything will change if we do the right move together.
Oh, Andres, it's truly been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I'm so grateful that Christian brought us together. If you guys want to reach out to me, as always, Sean P. Walchef, ShawnPWalchef. As always, stay curious, get involved, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Thank you so much, Andres, for what you're doing. I can't wait to see the growth of the company. I can't wait to hear more stories of more chefs and more restaurants implementing healthier ways to eat. So thank you.
Thank you very much.